My husband's great-aunt Pamina was born in Berlin in 1904. She was named by her father after the heroine in Mozart's Magic Flute, as he placed a score of the opera on her cradle. Pamina's marriage to Rolf, an up-and-coming photographer, and her own career as a sculptress at the Berlin Academy of Art ended in 1938 when they fled from the Nazis. Rolf was asked to photograph Frau Goebbels and refused. Moving across the Channel to London, Pamina and Rolf's freedom was short-lived. Imprisoned as enemy aliens by Churchill, they ended up exiled to the Isle of Man, an island halfway between England and Ireland in the North Sea, a happy-go-lucky holiday island now filled to the brim for the duration with Italian, Jewish, and Nazi prisoners. When the war ended, Pamina got a job mending lampshades, then became a pottery restorer, before finally making it back to London and her love of sculpting and painting. By the time I met Pamina in the 1970s, she had lived in the UK for over 30 years and was as English as the English, but still with a strong German accent. She and Rolf were bohemians, going down for weekends to the coast at Eastbourne, to listen to the ideas of New Age speakers Krishnamurti, Uspensky, living a creative life, associating with creative people, having exhibitions. I was mesmerized by their freedom and style. After being denied freedom for so many years, they reveled in it. I had never met anyone who had no compunction at all in sending letters to me in Canada, asking how my animals were doing, referring to my children, and who seemed to lavish obsessive amounts of love on the remarkably well-fed neighbourhood stray cat Blackie, who lived in the courtyard of their apartment building. My last visit to see Pamina was when she had just turned 100, as close to the end of her life as the naming by her father had been to the beginning. She still lived, although by now alone, in the same small apartment in West Hampstead in London. I remember perching on a small wicker chair, notebook in hand. We looked at a hand-drawn family tree, went over details of her will as I was to be an executor. She had no children, my husband her only remaining relative. By now every word is an effort. Uncomfortable with my inability to offer any sort of encouragement or solace, I get up to leave. "I'll see you next time I'm over," I say. "I hope not," she replies. It's years now since Pamina passed away, the usual dotting the I's and crossing the T's, and the day-to-day sorting out of an estate long since over. What still lingers, runs through my mind over and over, is how best to find the meaning of a life when there are no children to pass that legacy onto. No one to cherish the stories, the life lived. Sculptures, paintings, yes, of how she did that for others, capturing them indelibly in her photographs and sculpture. But how best to give meaning to her life.